Hello, friends. Steve Sipress here. Welcome to Direct Mail Monday, April 23rd, 2018. We've got the Rhino of the day today. It is this right there. Can you see it? It's this Rhino stamp. It's a rubber stamp. And when you put it in the ink and you put it on the paper or whatever, it'll look like that, like the Rhino. See what I did there? It's a stamp. We're talking about mail. Oh, I cracked myself up. Anyway, so Direct Mail Monday. By the way, spectacular spring day. However, it's close to the hottest day of the year. We hit a high of around 93 today, and this will be the coolest day of the week because we're here in Arizona. So in April, the end of April, we're already about to hit high 90s, and a couple weeks ago we hit 100 for one day. Anyway, still a spectacular, beautiful day, and birds are chirping away out there, looking for some cool bushes to hide in. Okay, let's get right to the direct mail. So, man, almost nothing. So I get ready to shoot the video, and I'm like telling my beautiful wife, Michelle, honey, like, really? There's like almost no mail the whole week? She's like, oh, one more thing came today, so I got one more thing in here. But, like, basically nothing. What is going on? And what does that mean? I put that in the title of today's video. That means it's probably happening all over the country, not just in my mailbox, but almost all mail. And now, to be fair, there were a couple of bills thrown in there, sure. But I'm talking about marketing messages, almost nothing. And so that is likely happening in all kinds of other mailboxes, not just mine, including in whatever area you are looking for your ideal target, your favorite client to do business with you. It's likely they are also not getting distracted by any other marketing messages, although people still insist, oh, but email is free, and you know, I use social media, and that's free, and it's free, but look what it costs you. It costs you clients, because it's tough to break through the clutter. You got to be really, really good to break through the clutter there, and likely spend a lot of money and hire the right consultants to get it done right. But direct mail, you can practically send out anything at all, and it's going to get attention. So that being said, let's get right to it. And I see David is here, and Jerry is here. And David says, I just mailed a letter to 300 people last week. Letter 2 going out this Friday. Letter 3 going out the following Friday. Direct mail lives on. Of course it does, but are you really, is this a letter campaign you've mailed out over and over before? Because I'm just hoping you're not really, mailing a letter and then right away sending a second letter before you can see if you get a response to that first one. I mean, obviously, if you get no response to the first one, you don't send out a second letter in the campaign. So, hopefully you're getting a response. And then you're saying, okay, I still suggest 10 days to 2 weeks in between letter 1 and letter 2 for maximum effect and income. But I digress. But thank you for the question. Let's get right to what hit my mailbox. So in no particular order, number 1 happens to be my favorite of the week. It is a card in a card envelope with the card from one of my newest clients, Robert and Sean Jones. So thank you cards must have, what do they say, passed in the mail. Like mine going out to the new client coming in to me. Thank you gift, thank you card going out. I don't know if they're sending me a thank you gift for becoming a new client, but isn't it cool? I hope you have the same experience, that when you get a new client, they thank you for taking them on as a new client. And so this one's kind of cool. People might know that I hosted an event last Saturday, and I limited it to 15, but at 5 a.m. I got a cancellation from someone who just said he was sick as a dog. So I had 14 really sharp entrepreneurs here, and it was a great day. And this card says, Steve and Michelle, thank you both for inviting us to join your private mastermind on Saturday. Robert and I, so this is no doubt written by Sean, Robert and I learned so much and met so many incredible people. We appreciate your hospitality and felt welcome in your beautiful home. Isn't that nice to receive a thank you card from a client thanking us for them becoming a client, which makes sense because my fee is, if you do anything at all, take any of my advice, it is always dwarfed by the results that my clients get. So, but they usually thank me, therefore, after the fact. They're like, wow, thanks. That campaign that you wrote for us, or you put together or whatever, brought in like a 50 to 1 ROI or whatever. But very nice. They know in advance how well off they're going to be, and they're really just thanking us for coming here, and so that's nice to see. All right, next is, and so the lesson from that is, are you sending handwritten thank you notes? Again, they could have sent an email or a text message, and maybe they did. I don't remember. They probably did, but again, see, I don't even remember. A text message, hey, thanks for having us over there. It's nothing like a thank you card that arrives in the mail with a handwritten note from a human being with a live stamp on the envelope. Not even a metered thing. That's an actual stamp put on there on the envelope, and the envelope is hand addressed with the return address, not a label. It's really personalized, and hopefully you're taking advantage of that in your business and doing the same thing both ways. You're thanking people who become your clients, and your clients are thanking you, and you're thanking people just for anything they do. So there you go. People who participate here, you might get a handwritten thank you note in the mail saying thanks for the comment on the video. Speaking of which, David is here. Oh, he's got a response. Yes, mailed it before. Very good. Last time I did this, it generated 260 or 280K. I should put on my glasses here if I'm going to read stuff. In revenue for mailing 300 letters. I'd have to say that unless those are letters that have like solid gold lettering on them, or they include, bitcoins in them, it's pretty darn good return. So love it. I would mail it again. Still think you might be jumping the gun a little bit on mailing too quickly. I might wait a few more days to mail letter number 2, but I love it, and I love the results. And there you go, folks. There's an example of someone right there on today's Direct Mail Monday video using direct mail, making a killing. Because the rest of you guys are sitting there going like, ooh, I'll just do email. It's free. Congratulations. Jim is here. Lincoln's here. David says, I'll take your advice and space them out 10 days. All right, I appreciate it, but just a suggestion. I suggest getting with your consultant, your mentor, your guide, your board of directors, whoever you have helping you out, because there's more to it. How can I give? Well, I did give advice, but I mean, I could be wrong. Could be particulars depending on all kinds of factors that somebody who's close to it and close to you has a vested interest in your success. You might want to take their advice instead of just somebody on a video. However, I give pretty darn good advice. Brian Kurtz is here. Speaking of direct mail genius, one of the world's biggest geniuses in direct mail. I wonder if he's still here. Oh my goodness! Now the pressure is on. I got to think. What else did I already say that must be not correct? I got Brian here. Beth Granger's here. Great seeing you, Beth. And Beth says, I've been saying that snail mail is the new email. Love it. Love it. I might steal that. Snail mail is the new email because you're crazy to just enter the cluttered world. Now, I live in an and world, not an or world, so I'm not saying don't do the emails and don't do the text messages. By all means, you do them all. But you don't disregard and disrespect the number one money-making thing, not only of all time, but more than ever now. Because, look, there's just this is over a week. There's no clutter at all. However, let's get to the next one. This one I received, and if you follow me, you've seen this several times. Folks, you're sending the same thing over and over. Come on, they'll get a little more creative. This thing arrives every few weeks or so, and it says their biggest selling point, I guess, is this price for life, whatever that means. How about a little copy explaining it? Not that there's any room here to explain it because you need all this blank green. Come on now. How about a testimonial from someone going, man, I was with such and such a high-speed internet company, and every year, every 6 months, they were raising my rate. And so I love CenturyLink. Now I've been with them for X number of years, and they've never raised the rate, and they never will, and it's incredible because everything else just keeps going up. And this never will. I love it. I'm never going to leave, blah, blah, blah. Why don't you have something on there that says a little more than just price for life and make me figure it out? Now, here's the deal. Because there's hardly any mail here, maybe I will kind of translate it. But if there was any kind of volume of mail at all, then you're making a mistake to think that the recipient's got his brain focused on translating your message to some benefit to the recipient. I ain't got time for that. Now, again, when there's one piece a week, I guess I got time, but I still don't feel like it. I mean, a lot of people, they'll come home from a hard day's work. Here it's 93 degrees today. They might be hot, a little sweaty when they go out and get the mail and come in. They're not in a great mood. It was a Monday, or I don't know what day this arrived, but anyway, they're a little preoccupied, and their job is not to translate your blob of a message that doesn't translate into here's what's in it for you, price for life. That means ABC without XYZ, boom. And then because you can see, you can open it up. Now, I have no interest really in opening up because that doesn't do anything for me. But if I did, sure. There it is. No contract. Oh, I like that one. No bundling needed because all these other companies are bundling. So there's a lesson for you. If your competitors are all doing something, you can stand out from the crowd and get attention just by saying, yeah, we don't do that nonsense. You know, so if you have a fast food place and every place has their menu with the number 1, the number 2, number 3, you just say, we don't do that stuff. We don't make you order by number. You don't have a preset number 1, number 2. Here we have everyone is treated as with a custom order. Burger King did that years ago, right? Have it your way. Everything was custom. In a fast food place, custom, unheard of. And so I don't know how that works for them, but they kept doing it for years. Hopefully it worked for them. No rate hikes. That's a big one. So no contract, no rate hikes. I'm guessing if they did surveys or if they talked to people, if they found out those are 2 big objections, and so that's well done. In your marketing, when you know or you do any kind of research at all, just talk to your customers and ask them, like you find out what's the biggest objection to doing business in your entire industry, and then you just say, oh, okay, great, then we're not going to do that. If every other internet provider has contracts and makes you bundle stuff to get the best deal and then raises the rates all the time, you just say we don't do that, and boom, you have a competitive advantage. And it's your sale to lose. Speaking of losing, that went right in the trash. Next, this one. You must have seen this before. I've shown this for years and years and years. Every spring, here it comes, sunset awnings. Once I responded to a TV commercial just really to see their marketing. Get on the mailing list. You know, folks, it's free. Free education and marketing. Why not see what they're doing? Because I've not only received these in the mail, and every spring it comes again, but I get the phone calls, I get the emails. You know, here you see they're going to say right on here, there is a local authorized dealer near you. This more shade for less, which they do a great job of capitalizing these words. So maybe it's moreshadeforless.com. They ought to put the .com on there. Right there, Scottsdale, Arizona, toll-free number, 24/7. And so I assume they're the ones calling me. It doesn't come from an 800 number, but it's a local number, but I get the calls from them, so they're getting this lead, right? I called in to get the thing, and they don't just say, we'll just send out a piece of mail once and then see ya. Just like David is doing here. Piece number 1, letter number 2, letter number 3. But in between, step 2 might be a phone call. Step 3 might be an email. Step 4 is another package goes out. Step 5 is a postcard. Step 6 a letter. So you might want to mix things up and vary it, because if this didn't get my attention, because I say, whoa, that's going to be too much to open and look at, and I don't have time, maybe a postcard will get my attention. And then I'll say, oh, you know, I threw this thing out, but the next time if that arrives, I want to know more. Or it had a website on it, I want to go to the website. Or I got a phone call, and now I can ask some questions. So multiple media, multiple steps. That's the way to do it, folks. And so it's all the same thing that you see on TV in the ad. You get the free idea kit and the free $200 gift certificate, which I don't know if I see that on here. But that's always what they say in the ad. That's always what I see in here. So this looks like a new one. They're not saying you get a free idea kit. So they are recognizing that, I think a few weeks ago, earlier in the spring, because the spring comes early out here. It's Arizona, right? It's already in the 90s. Spring was, you know, a couple of months ago. Spring training, in fact, was here a couple of months ago, in February, March. So I already got the idea kit. I already got the $200 savings. And now look at this one. Now my total savings went up to, and here's a good lesson, an odd number. Doesn't say $1,000, because that goes in one year and out the next. $1,000. What was it? I don't remember. $1,074.93. Ooh, that's called involvement right there. It takes so long to say mentally or out loud that, like, I'm involved with this piece for a little bit longer than if it just said save $1,000, or if it said save $1,100. So $25.07 less, and yet it's going to get a better response than if they said save $1,100. Okay, you got that? Use that in your marketing. Use a odd, strange, memorable number, tricks the brain into going, I wonder why it's $1,074.93. Let me look at this. Like, oh, I see. You know, this one's $844.95. And where's the camera? This one is 629. So it's going to all add up to, okay, it's involvement. I got to figure it out. Or, and this one's 229, whatever. But look at this one. Limited time only. See the other side. That's another smart thing you do. You call people to, you're getting them to follow your directions, right? See the other side. So if I do see the other side, you're conditioning me to follow the directions. So when I open this up later on, it says fill out this order form or call this number. I've been conditioned by little incremental yeses, little steps. Turn it over, open it up, do this, make the call. And before you know it, I'm buying. One of those is just going to say write the check. And okay, I'm in the zombie mode. I'm going to write the check. But look at this thing. This is the best bonuses we've ever offered. Free accessories, free thermos gas grill, total savings. There's that number again. But you must ask promptly, open immediately. Would have been better off to give an actual deadline there. They do have variable printing here. That means they printed my name right on it. It's not a label, so they could have had variable printing here and printed a deadline. Instead of just saying you must act promptly, they could have said you must act by and pick the date 2 weeks from whenever this mailing went out. Something like that. So there's a few lessons from this one, and I just love the Sunsetter. If I open this up, we'd be on here for another 15, 20 minutes, but you can go back and you can see me doing those over the years on Direct Mail Monday. I do 52 of these a year, and a few of them I open these up and I take a look, and they're doing all kinds of masterful stuff that you can model. And I don't care. I know you're going to tell me, oh, but Steve, I'm not an awning company. I'm a dentist. Great. Dentists, lawyers, doctors, plumbers, awning companies, cab companies, farmers, I don't care what you do, you can model successful stuff and make it work for your business. Make sense? And if you can't figure out how to do it, again, get your consultant, your mentor, your board of directors, your marketing director, whoever does your stuff to do it, and to kind of explain to you along the way what they're doing so that eventually you can do it yourself. Make sense? So you'll make some money while you're learning. You get paid to learn. And the last one that I'll share today is this one, which has so many problems on it, I don't even know where to begin. So I'll just begin. This one is just awful. So first of all, it is everyday direct mail. You see on there the EDDM. There it is. Stands for everyday direct mail. That's the cheapest way you can send mail, but it means you're blanketing an entire neighborhood, zip code, however they do it. Depends on the area. And so it's real cheap, but, I mean, come on now. First of all, did you notice something I always talk about? Right. Their logo, where is it? Over here? Their logo really big at the top. Who cares? Do I care that their place is called Fountain Hills? That's a little town right near Scottsdale. Fountain Hills Dental Care. Do I care? Does that get me to call? What a waste of the prime real estate. Right up here, they could have given me a reason to call. Then they give mumbo jumbo boilerplate nonsense. A beautiful smile starts here. That's nonsense slogan, whatever you want to call it. Just means nothing. Doesn't get me to call at all. But then they tell me to call. Well, tell me why to call. Certainly, they don't think I'm calling because it's called Fountain Hills Dental Care. Certainly don't think I'm calling because they have a fountain in their logo. How lame is that? Certainly don't think I'm calling because it says a beautiful smile starts here. Oh, okay, that's different than every other dental place. That's the most incredible thing I've ever heard. I got to call this one. Like, just terrible all around. And then Fountain Hills Dental Care. Now, here's one thing they're doing right. They're capitalizing the different words. Really irks me, as you'll see on these, when they run the small letters all across Fountain Hills Dental Care, and you can't read it, you won't remember it. So good job there. They did one thing right. Maybe they did something else right. Now, how about this stock photo? That for some reason they choose that it has to take up like 75% of their space. They could be selling, but a picture tells 1,000 words. And Fountain Hills, the town of Fountain Hills, I think the average age of Fountain Hills is about 172. So that's a good photo to use if you want people to come into a place that's in Fountain Hills. You use the seniors. That's who's in Fountain Hills. It's all what they call the blue hairs, the retirees. But then this really got me here. We're pleased to welcome Dr. Brock Thomas to our team. I'm like, really? And there's nothing good about him? You couldn't have said, had his photo instead of this, and then had a whole story? Dr. Brock Thomas, he started here, he's first in his class, he did this, he knows the latest, greatest techniques, and his patients love him. This one said that, and this one said this, and this one said that, and it's amazing that we somehow got him to come over, and that's because he loves our area, and he loves the people of this area, and he really wants to serve the people of this area, and a blah, 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 something that'll get me to call other than just, how pleased are you when you don't even have a picture of the guy? Come on. And then Invisalign from your preferred provider. It is likely that that is for co-op dollars. Maybe you have that in your company, in your business. You can use if you're a heating and air guy, you can put Train or Carrier or whatever. Someone's going to give you some dollars towards this stuff. Because I'll give you a hint. If they don't, you're going to be really miserable because this crap is not going to get a lot of results. So hopefully someone else is paying for it, not you. Otherwise, again, you'll be miserable. But okay, we turn it over. Not that anyone actually would if they received this. There's no reason to look further. Turn it over. It's like whatever. Unless you're so, and say it again this time, but I've said in the past, unless you're so fortunate and you're counting on such luck that this will happen to fall into the mailbox of someone that woke up this morning with a toothache and said, man, I hope a postcard comes from a dentist because I got to go to a dentist. Not even likely. In the day and age, even back when people used the yellow pages. Today, I mean, some people still do, but today with the internet, I mean, people are never like 2 inches away from their phone. Like if they really had a toothache, they're just calling somebody way before this arrives. So come on now. Anyway, we do flip this over, and what do you got at the top again? The most effective, compelling message you could possibly have. Your name and logo. Oh, big mistake. Once again, wasting all the prime real estate. Now here's good news. They have some offers here. They're likely not irresistible offers, which is the O of the WOW strategy, the irresistible offer. These are likely very resistible offers because I'll bet they're the same as everybody else. Like free consultation. Yawn. Everyone gets a free consultation. Everyone knows the translation of that means free sales call. So you ought to pay me. You could say, we will give you such and such. We'll give you a free something if you'll just sit down for a consultation about implants. Because you're going to have to pay me, because free isn't good enough. Everyone does that, so that's useless. Free whitening for life, I've seen that all over every day. I've helped so many dentists, and they all do that one. And then the discount cleaning, exam, and x-ray, I've seen those for $79, $29, $49, $50, whatever, in one ear and out the next again. And then look at this one. Come on now. This is such a mistake. And we talk about this in the WOW strategy. You want to focus on one who. That's the name for your target market, your ideal client, your who, right? That's the WOW strategy. First W is the who, the O is the irresistible offer, and the last W is the way, or ways that you're going to get that irresistible offer in front of that who. This way is a postcard. So who's the target market? I don't know. On this side, it's the senior. On this side, it's the young couple, which almost doesn't get any younger because the kid's like 2. And the parents are like in early 20. I mean, this is as young as it gets. That's as old as it gets. So you're trying to attract everybody. And if you watch this at all, can't wait for the responses. It takes too long. But I would ask the question. I know people that are following these a lot and watch me will hear me say it, or any other expert in direct mail or any kind of marketing will say that if your target market is everyone, then your patient will be no one. So here, if I'm a blue-haired senior, I'm looking at this going, hey, this place could be me. Then I flip it over and go, oh, it's not. I do not like the idea of going in and hearing crying babies. I don't want to be in the same place where there's kids running around and making noise. And are they focusing on, kids dentistry or adult? I'll find another place that caters just to seniors. So you blew it right there. And the same thing, if somebody's bringing in kids, they're like, oh, look, they cater to kids in Fountain Hills. That's strange because everyone here is like 147 years old. Oh, no, they're also catering to those. I'm tired of seeing the 147-year-olds. When my kid walks in, I want to see other kids there. So you're losing them both. Big mistake, huge mistake with that one, as if they need more. Oh, and then look at that. What do you know? There he is. I assume one of these is Brock Thomas, and probably the first one is the first one. There's Russell Morrow, and then that's probably Brock Thomas. But again, golden opportunity missed. There's no reason why this guy's so great. Second of all, he looks really young, and I would think that you might want to overcome that when you are a professional. So somebody might think that kid looks like he's in high school. I wouldn't trust that kid with my implants and whitening and root canals and oral surgery and wisdom teeth and like crowns and bridge. What does he know about crowns and bridge? The kid looks like he's 10. So that's where you would overcome that by saying, hey, fresh out of school, which means he's got the latest, greatest information and training there is in the world. And since he's just new to us, we got all new equipment for him, so we have state-of-the-art everything, and he's the one you want to see. He's the newest dentist in town with the newest equipment in town, the newest and latest methods in town that minimizes the pain, maximizes the speed that it gets done, minimizes the cost, blah, 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 whatever your your people would like. So missed an opportunity there. And then this whole thing with the services could have been so much better used to, again, tell me why I should call them. And because doesn't every dentist do all this stuff? Sure. So why call you instead of somebody else? And if it's just because I get a free consultation, you're making a big mistake. You're going to attract the discount shoppers, the bargain shoppers, which are the terrible clients. We all know that. All business owners know that the price shoppers are the worst clients. So either they're so desperate or they just don't know any better. I'm going to go with the fact they don't know any better. So they think the only way to make an offer irresistible is by lowering the price. Completely not true. And of course, if you stick with me, complete opposite of what I teach. And then, that's it. And then the office hours. And I do like this, emergency appointments available, but then they have the office hours right below it, and they miss out on saying asterisk, 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 plus emergency hours if necessary. Call this emergency number. I mean, it's terrible. This thing is terrible. It's not worth the paper it's printed on to me. This one should have been sent in an email that was free because this is losing money. Sending out the letter like David's doing, where you mail 300 letters 3 times. It's 900 letters. And you're bringing 280K. That's how you make money with direct mail. All right, who else is here and what do we got? Kenneth Northcutt's here. Don is here. Rich is here. Steve is here. Great seeing everybody. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns, anything at all before we call it a day here on Direct Mail Monday? And we hope that somehow businesses wise up and send me more stuff this week, and I can share it with you next Monday on Direct Mail Monday. Otherwise, I'll be back tomorrow on Topical Tuesday. That's where I take something that's topical, that's newsworthy, that's timely, and I teach a business lesson based on that. And I'll be back tomorrow on Topical Tuesday to do that. So that's it for Direct Mail Monday. Thanks, everyone, being here live. Thanks for all the questions, the input, the comments, everything. Continue them if you're watching on the replay. I always respond when appropriate. And it's been a great, fantastic Direct Mail Monday. I'll catch you tomorrow on Topical Tuesday. That's it for today. Over and out. Bye-bye. Once again, whenever I use my laptop and I click on the end video, new thing pops up and says, do you want to end the video? I have a feeling that's why I clicked on end the video. But, yeah, I do.